Hi, guys. Today we're here for your classroom where we're going to talk about eating out keto style. Now, my job is to give you the tools to live your life, not to teach you to follow a menu plan and only eat the things that I have told you to. I want you to be able to go out and live your life. I want you to go into every single situation prepared. Every potluck, every church dinner, every restaurant, every party. I want you to be able to go out and just enjoy yourself, live your life. I have been keto since 2014, and I have not intentionally cheated once because I know how important it is to me to stay keto. I know what sugar does to my body. Sugar is my enemy. Sugar feeds cancer. Sugar feeds inflammation. Sugar is not going to touch my body again because I know what sugar does. And the number one thing is sugar hurts. Sugar causes inflammation, which causes you to have pain. And I am not going to be in that much pain again. I am not going to end up back in a wheelchair because nothing is worth that. So, yes, I give you meal plans, I give you recipes. I want these things to inspire you, to show you what can be done, to give you ideas, to give you things that you can do when you want to impress somebody, or if you just can't think of anything else to do. But I don't expect you to be Martha Stewart and cook every single day of your life. That's not reality. Sometimes we're all just going to have to fall back on our safe foods, and you need to keep those in the refrigerator. You need to have safe foods like bacon, eggs. Eggs are the perfect food. It gives you choline that you absolutely need. It gives you protein. It's everything you need in a food wrapped up. So you can have bacon and eggs. You can have hard boiled eggs. You can have scrambled eggs and cheese. You can make it fancy. You can make it quick, whatever you need. I always keep liver cheese and regular cheese slices in my fridge so I can make a real quick liver cheese sandwich that is a slice of liver cheese in between two thin slices of cheese that I eat like a sandwich. And on days when I just cannot, that is my go-to lunch because I know that it's going to be there to keep me keto, to give me the protein that I need and get me through my day. So absolutely, if you follow the keto quick start recipes or, that 2-week carb cleanse that you start with in this program, you will get a jump start. If you've stalled out, those will help you get back losing again, but that is not your life. You're going to be in a lot of social situations. You're going to go to potlucks. You're going to go to parties. You're going to go out to eat. And you need to know how to do that. There is a lot of keto bullying that goes on. People who are not in a good place themselves, who are either overweight or diabetic, don't want to hear about it because they don't want to see you succeed. If you succeed, it means they could if they would just change, and they don't want to change. So they need to shoot you down to maintain their status quo. These keto shamers are going to try scare tactics. One of the biggest things is ketoacidosis. Oh, you're going to die. You're going to get ketoacidosis. I know somebody who died with that. Well, ketoacidosis only happens in out of control diabetics who have a very high blood sugar going on. And because their blood sugar is high, but they have either no insulin or are very insulin resistant, they can't utilize that blood sugar. It's not going into their cells. Their body is starving, so it starts making ketones. But it can't use the ketones either because there's too much glucose in the blood. So their cells are starving. Their blood is full of both ketones and sugars, and it can't process that. And having them both in their body makes their blood and their whole body acidic. And your body has a very, very narrow pH that it can function at. It can't be acidic, but it also can't be alkaline either. So if somebody tells you they want to alkalinize their body, no, just no. Your body has a very, very narrow range, and your lungs and your kidneys and your livers will keep you there as long as you're healthy. And if you're not healthy, then ketoacidosis is one of the things that can happen. But it will not happen if you are on keto, because you will not have an out of control blood sugar issue. Another thing people freak out about is protein. Oh my God, that's such a high protein diet. You're going to kill your kidneys. No, no, you won't. The only people who are having difficulty with high protein diets are people who are already in renal failure, people who are already on dialysis. And it's not the diet that's the problem. It's that they are already that sick. Their bodies have already lost the ability to process the protein. It's not that the protein is bad, it's that they just can't handle it anymore. And none of you are in that situation. And your kidneys are actually going to be protected by a ketogenic diet, because do you know what causes kidney damage? Glucose levels that are high. Diabetes causes kidney damage. And you don't get those high glucose readings on a ketogenic diet. It is very protective for your kidneys. And for people who are still worried about your protein intake, there are many, many people that I personally know who are carnivores, and it has done nothing but improve their health. And you can point them to videos by Dr. Barry and his wife, Nisha. They are both carnivore, and it has done nothing but good things for them. Dr. Barry has videos explaining that high protein is not a problem and that it will not hurt your kidneys. Protein is absolutely essential. Your body cannot manufacture protein. It needs you to get it from your diet. If you do not get adequate protein, you are going to lose your hair. You are going to have brittle fingernails and you will develop ridges. You're going to lose muscle mass. And that's something you do not want. Your muscles are what help you to burn fat. So get your protein in. If you miss your macro for a day or so, or you go over for a day or so, it does not matter. That is okay. But you need to not do that consistently. You need to, on a consistent basis, be meeting that protein macro. There are also people who are going to tell you that eating protein is going to turn directly into sugar because gluconeogenesis. Yes, that is a thing. It is a thing that your body does all day, every day. Every time a metabolic process requires glucose, your body manufactures it on the spot from protein. And if you're eating enough protein, it doesn't have to pull it out of your muscles. It will get it from your dietary protein. That is one of the reasons why you never have to have a carb in your diet. It's not necessary. Your body can manufacture all the carbs it needs for survival. It cannot, however, manufacture fats and proteins. So you have to make sure you are getting enough protein and you are getting enough of your essential fatty acids. Gluconeogenesis happens throughout the day, but its most important role is about an hour before you awaken. Your liver produces glucose and sends it to your brain so that you will wake up. If it didn't do that, you wouldn't wake up. So gluconeogenesis is a good thing. It is not something you need to work to avoid. It is something that happens all day, every day. It is a basic metabolic process. It's not something to be worried about or be afraid of. Your steak is not turning into sugar in your veins. If you're getting any other kind of keto bullying, let me know. I will arm you with the facts. I will let you slap them down with science. Now we're going to move on to eating out. So say you're at a buffet. You got roped into going to Golden Corral. So you're standing at the buffet and you're scanning it ahead and you're trying to figure out, what can I eat? There's always something keto at a buffet. There are meats, there are cheeses, there are salads. Why don't you start with putting down a bed of lettuce, or if they have some great nutritious like steamed broccoli or broccoli where you know it's not in a lot of sauce, or asparagus, grab that first, put the veggies down, and then look for some meats. If you can find, say, a hamburger patty, grab two. Grab two and get them down there, and then add things like cheese and some condiments that are keto friendly, like mustard or mayonnaise. Add a slice of tomato, but not too much because tomatoes can be carby, and maybe a little bit of onion, and build on that. And if they have steak or a carving station, honey, you are set. Grab that protein first, build around it. Fill up on proteins and fat, and just let the carbs kind of fill in the corners. Now, do you know for sure how they prepared the protein? No. But chances are, unless you're obviously seeing it soaked in a sauce, it's fine. You're not worried about perfection. You're worried about getting through today. And you're worried about real life. You're not worried about being a perfect person, following the perfect diet. If you find out that it didn't have the best ingredients, and you will find out generally because the bloat will hit you, just drink extra water and stay really low carb for a day or two until it passes. You'll be fine. So do what you have to do to get your meals. Don't apologize. Don't make excuses. Just do what you need to eat healthy and enjoy your meals and enjoy the occasion. This is a very sustainable lifestyle as long as you're willing to think outside the box a little bit. If you don't have gluten issues, you can take the topping off of a pizza. You can unroll roll-ups at a gathering. Maybe eat the meat out of a burrito. Just don't eat the carby things. As long as you don't have a gluten sensitivity, you're good. Once a year, I go to the garden club Christmas party with my aunt and my mother. I know going in, there will not be a thing there I can eat. But knowing that, I eat before I go. And I spend my time talking. I spend my time enjoying the company of my mom and my aunt and all of their friends. And believe me, they're too busy catching up and gossiping to be looking at my plate. Nobody's saying, "Oh, you're just pushing it around. You're not eating it." And I do eat whatever is there that happens to be something I can eat, but I'm not there for the food. I'm there for the socialization. I am there to see my family. I'm there to see my friends. And we're all too excited for the Christmas gift exchange to be worried about what everybody's eating. So if you're planning on going to a cocktail party, if you've been invited, go. Don't say, "Oh, I can't go because there's nothing there for me." Sure there is. There's bound to be a cheese tray, some meats, a charcuterie board. You can find something that you can eat and get a little bit bigger of a purse and stuff it. Put some meats. I love the Archer meat sticks. They are grass-fed beef. They are 100% great ingredients. I keep a couple in my purse all the time, just in case. Yes, you can have a drink. Just understand that is going to be 72 hours before you can lose weight again after every drink. Yes, it will be processed by your liver, and you wouldn't get a DUI after a few hours, but your pancreas take a lot longer to process this and get it completely out of your system. You just go in understanding that, and don't be surprised when you were bloated for a few days and it takes you a while to get back into weight loss. Remember that alcohol is going to hit you harder when you're on keto. So you need to eat something before you go, just to be certain, to be on the safe side. And then when you get there, choose things that are low carb, like hard liquor. If when you get there, all they have is Diet 7-Up and vodka, go ahead and have that. Carry things like Stir or Sweet Leaf water drops in your purse. I also carry the Jordan Skinny Naturals syrups with me. I put that in an old stevia bottle so that I can just bring it out when it's coffee time. So I have my coffee with my heavy cream and my Jordan Skinny Naturals or my Jordan's keto syrups, and I am set. So you can add a little of the stir or the water drops to your little spritzer that you've made, and you're set. You can also have an extra dry martini, Diet Coke with rum. Yes, these are not the best things for you. You do not want to regularly consume aspartame or sucralose, but it's one night. It's not making a habit of it. Loosen up for the night, enjoy yourself, have fun at the party. Oh, I also bring my own salt. Were you aware that table salt has sugar in it? Dextrose is added to table salt. If it's Morton's, if it's a white salt that's on the table, it's got sugar. So I bring my own salt. I use Redmond's real salt, and it comes with little purse-sized shakers. So if you're signing up for a potluck, make sure that whatever carby thing they ask you to bring, you also bring a keto version of it. So say you've been told to bring mashed potatoes, bring loaded mashed cauliflower. Or a potato salad, bring a cauliflower salad. Cauliflower mac and cheese is another one that is a big favorite. The last time I brought that to a family party, I only got a spoonful of it because everyone loved it. People were going back for seconds and thirds. Keto food is delicious. It does not taste diet. Oh, I want you to notice that down below I have a keto restaurant guide. I am so excited that they gave me permission to share it. It will let you know what the best choices are in practically every chain restaurant in North America. It's wonderful. You can get a great idea of what the best restaurants to eat at are and what the best items are on the menu by going through that guide. And if you're looking for local restaurants, almost everybody has got a menu online. Go through that before you go. Decide what you're going to eat before you get there. And as soon as you sit down, when the guy comes to take your drink order, give him your order right then. Say, let me go ahead and place my order now. You don't have to put it in until everybody else's, but I want to make sure I get it right. And it's not a problem. They have to write it down anyway. So you're not having to be on the spot. You're not having to make any decisions where you haven't looked at things first. It makes it so much easier for you in the long term. If you end up someplace that you are not familiar with and you want to know if an item is keto friendly, ask. Restaurants are used to having people who have food sensitivities, allergies, people who are celiacs, ask them questions about the menu. Nobody's going to get upset about it. They're used to it. You can have them help you negotiate with the kitchen staff. Get that waiter or waitress on your side, and I promise you, they will really help you find something you can eat, and it's going to be delicious. Just ask your questions, let them know up front, hey, I'm high maintenance and I'm keto. What can I eat here? And remember to tip them well. And the next time you show up there, they're going to remember you and they will be running interference for you right from the get-go. So say you're going to Texas Roadhouse. Go look online or on the app and choose your steak and your side before you go. I personally would prefer my steak with a side of steak. But when I eat out, my go-to is a Caesar salad. And if I'm someplace where they don't have something really that's good for me to eat, I will ask if they can grill chicken or fish to put on the salad. Salads can be a minefield because they're usually drenched in a sugary dressing. Safest is a Caesar salad, oil and vinegar, but not balsamic. Balsamic vinegar is essentially just a sugar syrup. And next would be blue cheese. Everything else is going to be high carb. Many places automatically put bread on the table. If I am alone, I just tell them just go ahead and take it off. If I'm with someone else, I slide the bread over to them. I don't need it. It's not even a temptation for me because I know how it makes me feel. If I'm eating at a place that's mainly pasta, I stick to salads unless they have a zoodle option. There is a place in town that now serves their pasta over zoodles if on request. You can also get a pizza that has no crust. It's baked in a pan, just your toppings and your sauce goes through the oven. It's delicious. You want to skip the white sauces because they usually put flour in them. But if you want to have zoodles in a red sauce, it's probably fine. If you're looking for fast food options, Hardee's is probably the best. They will wrap your burger in a lettuce wrap, and they use grass-fed beef. Don't be scared to ask for substitutions. Ask for a side of vegetables instead of the bread or potatoes or rice or whatever. See if you can get broccoli or asparagus. And you might need to have an upcharge, but it's not that bad. Try negotiating with your waiter. I can almost always get at least a side salad. A note on eggs. When you are out, be very careful about ordering omelets, especially if you were at IHOP. They put pancake batter in their omelets. You can ask them to do it with real eggs, with fresh eggs, but double check that they have done it and send it back if it seems suspiciously fluffy. Waffle House has great omelets, and you know what's in it. You see them put it in. I would rather go to Waffle House over IHOP any day, just on that basis. I can see what they're doing. I know what's going in my food. There are so many restaurants that allow you to make substitutions. You can have eggs Benedict over a sausage patty at a local restaurant instead of on a English muffin. Some places let you do it over an avocado. When you're ordering out, see what you can negotiate as far as getting extra meat or extra veg instead of the carby stuff. If you just ask, you're going to get something. Remember that you can have berries. When I order Mexican, I order fajitas with no rice and beans, and I ask them for extra salad. That's the pico de gallo and the guacamole and sour cream. My favorite place has a fajita salad, which is all of the good stuff, but no carby sides. I get the tableside guacamole because it is delicious. It is made fresh right in front of you, and you know exactly what's going into it. And if I have time to plan ahead, I will bring cheese chips or pork rinds and use those for the guac or the salsa or the cheese dip. If you're going to have pizza night at home, I highly recommend the chaffle pizzas. That is a 1/4 cup of mozzarella cheese shreds, 1 egg, and a pinch of Italian seasoning, and cook that on your chaffle iron. Then add your toppings and either stick it back on the iron or throw it in the microwave. My absolute favorite is fathead pizza dough. That is something that I never have leftovers of. Once I get my piece, my kids will devour the rest because it does not taste diet. It tastes delicious. I can't possibly think of every kind of restaurant that you're going to run into right now, but that's why you have the guide. It will really help you to choose keto-friendly restaurants. And I think the only place that they couldn't find anything that was keto was Church's Chicken, and I would imagine it would be the same for Popeyes because of the same reason. It's just all battered and deep fried. So outside of Church's, you can pretty much find something anywhere. If I'm asked to choose the restaurant, I'm going to choose somewhere I know I can get steak with a salad and a vegetable like asparagus. And if they really, really want Church's, I can eat before I go or eat when we get back. And it's not a big deal. I'm there to see my friends. I'm there to enjoy the occasion. I'm not really there for the food. And that's an important mindset. You need to make that shift to be about the people and the experience, not the food. I have been to several conferences where there was literally nothing I could eat at the conference center. It was all deep fried or a dried out hamburger with French fries, and they charge you $20 for garbage. So my go-to in that situation is to drive to the nearest grocery store and hit the deli. I pick up some meat and some cheese. My favorite is to grab a roll of pate and some manchego, and I'm set. And for less than half of what they're charging at the conference center for dried out burger and French fries, I'm eating really, really well, and I am definitely not the one missing out. You guys can do this. You've got the guide. I'm here to answer questions. I'm here to help you. You've got this.